Hey guys, welcome to this video. My name is Fred, and in this video I'll be showing you how I got this image, and then I'm going to take you through the steps from how we shot the picture to post-production, and I'm going to show you the various steps we took and to give us this result. This picture was one of the last set of pictures I took because actually her hair, she actually did the head wrap on her hair, and I decided to use a hat at the end of the shoot, and I was like, okay, let me give it a try, let me see how the hat looks like. And when I go back to the pictures, I discover I kind of like the one with the hat. But then the color of the hat was green, so I had to do some tweaking in Photoshop to change it back to red. So basically the picture just gives me a feel of art and, a lady in red, and the material that comes from up goes around her and then goes down like infinity. So that's it. So there are other images of this picture, but I just like this particular one. So basically I'm just going to show you how I did this picture. Leave a comment, leave a like, and yeah, click to subscribe. So guys, basically this picture, as you can see, there's so many imperfections in this picture. You can see the material is not as straight as we were thinking, and the color of the hat is actually, is it cyan? Yeah. You can see there's some spaces in the backdrop, and you can see a tape on the floor. So basically, I'm going to walk you through how we came up to this point of this result. So first of all, you can see the fixed background layer. You can see I fixed the background first of all, and while fixing the background, I kind of drew the material over it. So I'm going to show you how I did that on this image. Let me just delete this layer, and let's start again. So basically, I first used my marquee tool to pick and push up. Yes, as you can see, it's not actually straight. Yes, I know. I'm going to leave it, and I'm going to click and drag down and press my move button, and these notes are going to show. I'll just click and drag to my left, and then it covers it up. Then I'm going to zoom to the floor area. I'm going to, as you can see, there's some tape here. So you would want to remove them. So I'm going to use my clone stamp to just clone stamp this area out, and same thing for the material. I'm just going to clone stamp this part out. Yes, just like that. It doesn't have to be so perfect, but I know where I'm going to, so I'm just going to stamp the background like so. As you can see, my background is almost fixed. Oh, there's some part here. I'm also going to use clone stamp to just clone this out. As you can see, our picture is looking better now. So this is sort of the first step. Should I treat this now? Yes, let me treat this now. So I'm going to treat this part of her body. I'm using clone stamp. I'm going to pick from the background and just remove this part of her panties that are showing. So I'm just going to clean it through, and that's gone. From here, I'm going to duplicate Ctrl J my layer, and I'm going to go to select subjects, and if you zoom in, you can see our hand, our left hand is out, so I'm going to just include it. So like this, I'm going to select inverse, and I'm going to Ctrl X, Ctrl V, it has created another layer, and I'm going to pull this layer behind. Yes, and I'm going to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. I'm going to use like 100, so it will be very blur. I have a tutorial of this, how to clear out the background. You can also check that out. So as you can see, our image is clean, and you can see the background is smooth and looking ready for the next step. So I'm going to go to my other picture, and I'm going to show you the next step, which is fixing the dress, like so. I actually created some folds on the material, so I'm going to show you how I did that, and which is fixing the dress. So I'm going to do it from this picture. I'm going to use my mixer brush for this. I'll measure up this layer to form one layer, and then I'll duplicate again. So I'm going to use my mixer brush, but before I do that, I need to extend this material to the edges. So guess what tool I'm going to use? Yes, you guessed it right. I'm going to use my liquefy tool to extend the material to the edges. So let's see how this goes. I'm going to extend this. Okay, actually I'm using, what am I using here? The density of like 38, pressure of like 31. So, but the sizes I actually increase and reduce with my bracket close and bracket open key. So as you can see, I'm extending the edge of this material to the edge of the picture. As you can see, I want to make it look a bit curvy, so I'm going to push the inside a little bit, and then for the down part I'm going to extend as well, as you can see. Yes, like that. And I'm going to bring the side down, yeah, just like that. So we shall be back with liquefy, but for now this looks okay. I'm going to press OK. So I'm going to show you how I use my mixer brush. I'm going to duplicate this layer again and use my mixer brush to actually, straighten the fold part and create my own fold part. I have to follow the initial folding pattern, and some of them I have to take them off. So just like this, just follow the pattern. You can see my my mixer brush, the tools up here at 30, 30, 30, as you can see. Yes. So I'm just going to use the mixer brush just like that without any other changes. And you can also see my brush is the hardness is 0, and the size, I can play with the size with my bracket open and bracket close. So I'm just going to draw it down. I'll just follow the initial folds. I'll just draw it down, This can take some time depending on your system capacity. So you have to bear with me. So I'm just going to follow the initial way. I'm just going to push it down, push it down, push it down until I touch every area of the material. As you can see, the mixer brush is forcing its way through areas of the material. I'm actually doing this because the material is kind of a sleek material. It has less texture, so that's why I'm doing it like this. Any parts you kind of make mistake, you can just use your eraser to just clean those extra edges it's creating, because we duplicate the layer. So I'm going to go to this top side and I'm going to blend and blend and blend. So I'm going to measure these layers again, and I'm going to duplicate. There's a tool here that has 3 tools, dodge tool, burn tool, and sponge tool. For now I'm going to use the burn tool, and I'm going to go up. I'm going to create my own folds on this material. So I'm going to use midtones. I'm going to use exposure of like 30. I don't know why I like 30, but 30 just look calm. So I'm going to draw these lines by myself. As you can see, freehand drawing just by myself. I'm just drawing this by myself. And like this, let me zoom out and zoom in. You can see, kind of look real, but we're not there yet. We're just going to continue and just draw these lines around. So as you can see, we've created some folds, but this is not all. We'll still go to this tool and use the dodge tool to create the highlight of the folds. Yeah, folds have highlights, so I'm going to go in between the black areas. I'm just going to draw another line of highlights. As you can see, this one, the exposure is on 66. Yes. So as you can see some highlights just beside the dark areas. You get it? Yes, it's looking rough. Yes, but it's also looking nice. So we're just going to draw this highlighted part on the areas beside. I'll show you the before and the after. As you can see, we just created some magic here. But this is not all. So from here, we're going to go to the next stage, which is the body and shape. We're going to fix her body and the shape of the material. As you can see, I have to measure this layer again. Yes, and duplicate again. And then I'll go to my liquify. Like I said, we'll be back here. So right here, I'm going to liquify her body so she looks sexy and nice. So you can just see, as you can see, I'm still using my density 38, pressure 31. Yes. So I'm just going to do this gently, so I don't create an artificial waist. So I'll just push this in a little bit, and you can see the material kind of bulge out here, so I'm just going to shrink them back inside. We're going to do a frequency separation on this picture, and frequency separation is going to be a tutorial for another video, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to speed up our workflow. So I'm just going to speed up the retouching of this picture. I'm going to measure. The next is dodge and burn. I'm going to run the dodge and burn action. We're going to create 2 layers and a black and white. For this one, I think the black and white looks too much. Let me just adjust it to, I'll just increase the red up a little bit so I can see the areas I need to dodge and burn. So I'm going to go to my burn and just, highlight it more to make it pop. I'm just going to highlight those dark areas just in between the folds. So I'm just going to highlight them a little bit more. And same thing for the material, her body. Also for her skin, yes, part of her body that is showing dark. I'm just going to follow these areas, and for the bottom part as well. So I'll go to my dodge at this point and just highlight the highlighted parts of the folds like that, and I'm going to go to our skin and just highlight those parts that were already highlighted just a little bit more. And same thing for the material and her leg and the down parts of the material. So let's turn off the black and white and let's see the effect on the image. You can see the bone and you can see the effect of the dodge. Looking nice, right? Let's zoom our face. Let's make this dodge on our face a little bit more highlighted. Yes, like that. So that's it. Our dodge and burn has been successfully infused. So I'm going to merge this and I'll delete this layer, black and white layer. And that brings us to our next step, which is the hat color and the dress pop. But before then, I would like this our image to look a bit darker on the background. Kind of use an ash background. So there's this thing I'll have to do. I have to duplicate and go to image and go to adjustment, replace color. Yes. So I'm going to use this my pick tool to select different areas of the ash background, different lights, and I'm just going to bring this lightness down a bit. Oh, it's too much. I'll just bring it up a little bit more, like this, just a little bit, and okay. You can see the before and the after of what I just did. Yeah, I kind of like the background a bit more darker. So our next step is fixing the hat color and make the dress pop. So basically I'm going to change the hat color. I didn't have a red hat, so we had to use the one that was available, and now I'm going to change the color of the hat. I'm going to select the hats. I'm going to create an adjustment layer, hue and saturation. Yes. And I'm going to colorize. You can see that. I'm going to bring the saturation up, bring the lightness a bit down, and I'm going to look for red. Red, yes, red. I'm going to match up the red to the same red with the background. So I'm looking for that red in the background, a bit similar to the one in the background. Kind of look wineish, something like this. Yes, we got it. So I've successfully changed my hat color to red. So I'm going to merge up again and let's see the next step. So from here we're going to make the color pop more. So I'm going to duplicate and go to camera raw, Ctrl Shift A. It's going to take me to camera raw, and this is where I'm going to make the colors pop. So basically the major color here is red. So I'm just going to go to saturation, just bring the red up. Yes, up like that. So as you can see, kind of look similar. So how we got here, I'm going to show you how I did this motion effect here. So I'm going to merge up again and duplicate the layer. So I'm going to show you how I did the motion thing. I actually duplicated the layer and I went to filter and went to blur. I went to motion blur and I increased the distance to like 2000. Click OK. So here's our image, and you can see I can say nothing. So I'm going to reduce the opacity here, and as you can see our image is back, but then you still have this effect. So I'm just going to use eraser tool to clean just the middle part of the image like this. I'm using opacity of 47. It's just clean the middle area like this, and you can see our image is looking more obvious than the motion, and you can see the face still looks okay just by the side and the rest of the background. So from here I'm going to apply my color grade, and you can get my color grade pack at the link I'm going to put on the video. So basically I'm going to load in one of my loads, and I'm going to play with the levels as well. I'll just bring the levels down because I need the image to be a bit dark, and I'll make the highlights pop a little bit more, and like this. So guys, thanks for watching this video. Leave a like, you can smash the subscribe button, and you can comment if you want me to do a video or whatever kind of video you want me to do. Just leave a comment and I'll add it to my to-do list. Peace.